G'day viewers, welcome to this week's PB's Retro Restorations. This week it's a double build, a 1977 and 1986 Pontiac Trans Am for my friend Kyra, or more to the point, Kyra's wife Krystal. Now when Kyra and Krystal moved into their new home with their family, they dug this up out of the backyard. Now it seemed to be a bit of a sign because Krystal's dad used to own a blue Pontiac Trans Am. So Kyra asked me if I could restore it for her as a gift for Christmas. Now when I asked them what colour she'd like it done, she sent me some photos of Krystal's dad's TA, and as you can see it's a 1986, not a 1977. So being the benevolent and generous YouTuber I am, I said, how about we restore the one you dug up, and how about I go through my stash and we build a proper tribute to Dad's Trans Am. So Krystal inherited the Trans Am from her dad, but unfortunately, as cool as it is, fitting her family into it and using it as a practical day-to-day vehicle probably wasn't on the card. So unfortunately the car's no longer with the family, but I'm sure Kyra and Krystal and the kids will always have the memories of it. Hopefully we can build upon that. You can have a little keepsake to remember it for years to come. So let's get crack-a-lack and see what we can come up with, fix that old one, transform this one, and good times will follow, surely. You know, sometimes I get so deep in the zone I forget to eat, and so dedicated to my craft. But Mrs. PB keeps me on the solid. Look at this charcuterie board. Yes, that is honeycomb and salami. It's a high-end outfit here at PB's Retro Restorations. Thanks, Mrs. PB. So I'm using a 1982 Pontiac for this casting. I believe they're the same body, and I'm sure there's a ton of other more subtle differences between the 82 and the 86. But one of the big glaring things is this bulge in the hood, so I'm going to grind that off to try and make it look more like an 86. That was the first bit of cosmetic adjustment I made to it. Now the body had these extra little bits on the T-tops, I guess to make it stronger or something, but they look stupid, so I'm cutting them off. That's my next little modification. So while I wait for the paint to strip off this, I'm going to give you the 2022 equivalent of a slideshow of my holiday snaps from me, Mrs. PB, and the boys' holiday in Mullaney. I think Mrs. PB thought the waterfalls were more exciting than me. Here I am. I fed a cow. I got all rural. Here I am looking at the beautiful Glasshouse Mountains through their telescope. I couldn't see very much. I think I might have been out of order. It's okay. See, when's the last time you saw one of these outside a servo? Been here for years. I'm sure they get offered. Someone tries to buy it every week. Surprised it's still here. So while I was distracted by all these bubbles, this giant koala grabbed me out of nowhere. I think I might have thought I was its Joey or something, but it just started squeezing the life out of me. I thought I was done for, but I'm just kidding. It's not real. It's fiberglass. And this is what we do for snowmen up here in Queensland. Oh dear. And keeping with the theme, the local council has literally spared every expense in crafting this festive wreath from a Toyota Camry hubcap. Well done. So anyway, enough of my holiday and back to the grind. Literally. Anyway, there's still a little bit of a hole from where the turbo bulge was, so I'm just using Samia filler putty. I should move on to JB Weld. I will one day. And now we're into paint. Now I did a primer base and a silver coat, and then I did the blue on top. And it's a pretty kind of a close match for Krystal's dad's, I think. So now we've made all that progress on the 86, let's get a start on the 77. There we go. Oh man. Oh, look, free rock. Free rock inside, free rock inside. It's actually not busted underneath. It might be a... Oh dear. Okay. So I found this 442 for $2. I'm going to steal the wheels out of that. And then I'm going to strip the paint and then I'll get to tweaking that roof back. So I went to start, and then of course this happened to be glasses. I lost a screw, but that's okay. I suffer so you don't have to. Ever so carefully, because you know how die-cast bending usually ends up. But I didn't break it, and I got it pretty straight. It's kind of stylized anyway, this casting, so I figured if I could bend it and the glass went back in properly, then I had it in the right spot. More cleaning up too. Okay, so with all that tweaking and everything, I think this is about as good as it's going to get, which is pretty good, I have to say. Let's keep moving. So here's a sheet of decals that I made with the Trans Am logos and a couple other things. And because I'm Uncle Awesome, I'm making my niece a Frozen van too, so anyway. So I'm colouring in the back taillights with silver or chrome Molotow pen, and I printed a set of the taillights from a photo of an actual car onto some clear decal paper and put that on over the chrome, and I was super stoked with how this came out. I thought it looked $1,000,000. Really pleased with that. Sometimes it works. Now some tiny little vents for the front too. Ta-da! And now back onto some finer detailing on the 77. We're creeping closely to the finish line, folks. So here's the teeny tiny license plates I made. Again, I just took a photo, one of the photos that Kyra sent me, and twisted it, manipulated it and shrunk it down so I could stick it on a little car. So the plastic base of this car was a little bit warped, but we worked it out and I got it back together, and just like that, we're done. So here we are back at the start with Kyra and Krystal's literal backyard buried stepped on Trans Am, looking worse for wear and stepped on, as I said. Now Kyra kindly provided a couple of extra sets of wheels there for it, but I thought we could put some rubber wheels on this one, make it super cool, so I used them instead. And anyway, this is what we started with, and this is what we're left with now. Looking a lot better than it did with its straightened out roof, some new paint, new decal on the hood, and I tried my hand at some of the finer detailing again, and I think it came out pretty good. I'm sure you'll all tell me what you think in the comments. Anyway, on to the next one. So here's our 82 Trans Am that's going to be transformed into an 86 Trans Am. There was absolutely nothing wrong with this. I just pulled it out of the blister, so I didn't have to repair anything. That was good. So at the risk of repeating myself, this is what I started with, and here's what we're left with now. Ta-da! Now I'm happy with the 77, but I'm super stoked with how this one came out. I think it looks great. I think it's a pretty good match for Krystal's dad's Trans Am. Kyra, thanks for asking me to get involved on this double build. I really appreciate the opportunity. Krystal, I hope you really liked them both. I hope I did your dad's car justice. And I hope it's a nice memento to remember him, remember the car, and remember the good times that you all had together. That's what this hobby's really about for me, is like, you know, the memories and the good times these things can bring back. So thanks very much. This Christmas might be over, but the time to get ready for the next one is now. T-shirts available in various sizes. So thanks for taking the time to watch my video. I really appreciate it. If you've liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you've got something to tell me, like get stuffed, or I did an awful job, or I did a good job, leave me a comment. Share it with a friend. And if you really think you'd like to see some more videos, why not subscribe or click on one of these links and make a decision then. I will hopefully see you next Friday at 9:15. Failing, you know, life and everything that goes with it, I'll see you next time. Bye.